Great value studio light by GVM. Let's review that. GVM SD80D is a bicolor light and the color temperature ranges from 2700 Kelvin to 7500 Kelvin and it has 80 watts of power. So let's compare it to two other bicolor lights that I have, and the white balance in camera was set to 5600 Kelvin and you can see the settings on this screenshot. So here's the side-by-side brightness and white balance comparison between Sokani X60, GVM SD80D and Colbor CL60. Bare bones at maximum brightness and 5600 Kelvin setting. And as you can see guys, they are more or less identical. The Colbor is a touch more bright, but you wouldn't notice this difference. But the color is a bit different story. In this case, the GVM has a bit magenta tint and the Colbor has a strong green tint. So my suggestion is to always set the white balance with a gray card when you use either of the lights. And now guys, let's have a look at the beam angle without any modifiers. So the GVM is showing good results. We have a little bit of color tint towards the edges. Sokani shows a little green color tint towards the edges, but also is doing fine in my opinion. And the Colbor is showing a very strong green tint towards the edges. And now guys, we have the same settings on the camera, but now we're using the kit reflectors with all of those lights, also 5600 Kelvin and 100% brightness. Once again, we can see the same difference in terms of white balance, so the GVM is a bit magenta, Colbor is a bit green, and Sokani shows the best white balance in my opinion. The camera is still set to 5600 Kelvin. By the way, I'm not sure that my walls in the apartment are pure white colors, so there is a margin of error, keep that in mind. And guys, with the kit reflector, the GVM shows the worst result. The Sokani is a bit brighter, but the Colbor is the brightest because of the very huge and very pronounced hotspot. So let's have a look. So here's the GVM reflector, and as you can see, it has a very even beam without a strong hotspot, and the edges are pretty nice as well. And it really doesn't matter which CCT you're using, so here it is at 2700 Kelvin, the same situation here, no problems whatsoever. With the Sokani we see a huge colorful edge, and it's a big pain because this is the RGB lights and the LEDs array are giving you this artifact, so you have to know how to work with it and when to use it. And the Colbor has a very strong hotspot as you can see, and also an artifact towards the edges of the beam, so it's the weakest performance optically in terms of the reflector. So GVM wins in this category in my opinion. Now guys, let's test the flicker, so you can see the settings of the camera in the bottom left corner, and I had no issues whatsoever, even using the 1/8000th of a second shutter speed, so this light is flicker free, at least at 100%. And I doubt that you'll be using 1/8000th of a second and not maximum brightness of this light. Now let's have a look at how this light performs with a 90cm softbox. So I had to change the settings of my camera because the softbox changes the white balance a lot. So here are the settings in the bottom left, and on the top of the image you can also read the settings. So the light is like 1 meter away from me, I can even touch it with my hand, and as you can see the skin tone looks good because this light has 97 plus CRI and TLCI rating, so no issues here whatsoever. A few words about the real-world usage. As you saw, I can use this light like a key light with a huge softbox, but also I used it as a backlight for this client shoot, and the main source was the Aperture 300X, and I've used the GVM at 20% and a bit cooler color. Now let's have a look at the kit. Unfortunately, it comes in this cardboard box, but it's a studio light, so it's not a huge issue, at least to me. The weight of the COB itself is 1.2 kilograms. Here we have the effects button, the release mechanism, and also here is the reflector. The reflector has a very good build quality, and overall the internal coverage of this reflector is also great, as you saw. Here is the power cable, and also we have a power brick and one more cable, so the total cable length is about 3 meters. I wish it was longer, but still it's okay for a studio environment. On the back we have a power on and off in 2 modes, from batteries and from mains power, DC in, and also the control knob. The build quality is good, it's plastic, but it's a very high quality plastic. I wish it was more made out of metal, but still. And here's the LED array. On the front we can see the bowens mount, and it's also made out of kind of semi-plastic, semi-aluminum. It's pretty sturdy and tough. And here we have a mounting point and a yoke, It's made out of plastic, but very tough and thick plastic. We have an umbrella holder as well, which is nice for a budget light. Here we have a little Rosetta mechanism, and it's okay, fine. I would not recommend using these lights with super heavy modifiers like more than 90 centimeters softboxes. On the side we can see 2 NPF battery slots, and this light can work at 100% with 2 NPF batteries, so let's check it out. So here we have it's working at 100%, which is super convenient to use, and if you press into the knob, you'll jump between presets like 10, 30, 50, 80 and 100%. If you press and hold the knob, you'll change the mode to get into the CCT, and you can change the CCT value. If you press and hold again, you'll change the brightness levels. It also has a GVM II app. I'm not really bothering myself reviewing the app because it's super straightforward and simple. Here's a little demo by GVM themselves. So it has all the functionality that you have on the light itself, but like easier way to control it if your light is somewhere high on the stand. Guys, be careful, I'll be showing some effects right here. So this light has 8 built-in effects like lightning, CCT loop, candle, foldable TV, paparazzi and all that stuff. You know guys, these effects are in all of the lights, bicolor lights these days, but still you can change the CCT value of each effect, and the smoothness of the effects is also very nice. So it's cool that it still has some effects. I won't be using them too often. And now it's time to listen for the fan noise from different sides, so pay attention to what is written above the light. And now guys, the pricing comparison. So the GVM light is $160, the Colbor is $150, and Sokani, because it's an RGB light, it's $200. But the GVM has an ace up its sleeve because it has a kit with 60 cm softbox and light stand for $200. And you won't be able to find a good softbox 60 cm and a stand, and also a pretty bright and good light for $200, just trust me. So if you buy it as a bundle, it's much more appealing. And overall, I did enjoy using this light. The build quality could be a little better and the carrying bag would be also nice, but still for $200 for a softbox light stand and a good light, it's a killer deal. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, bye.